You're listening to the Magnetic Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Calandra Martin, intuitive brand designer for spiritual entrepreneurs. The Magnetic Boss Podcast is where visionaries come together to openly share wisdom and authentic conversations. I know that you are ready to leave your legacy in the world and become sought out in your industry. I also know that you are sick and tired of getting overlooked. You're ready to have a magnetic business. I'm here to help you create your magnetic brand. It's my mission to help you show up confidently with a professional, irresistible online presence. If you're in this for the long game and all in on the big vision you have for your business, let's dive in. I want to share a case study with you today from a past client of mine whose story really stands out and is such a good representation of what happens when you build your brand and structure your business in a way that really aligns with what you actually want, what you actually desire. And I see this happen so often with my clients. It is a repeating pattern, and it's why I do the work that I do and why I have expanded my offer suite to include coaching and not just done for you design and marketing, because it goes so much deeper and there's this common thread. So what happens most of the time, and in this particular case, clients come to me with a clear idea of success, right? This woman came to me and she thought that she wanted a scalable agency. She thought that she wanted more clients. She knew that she needed momentum, and she definitely knew that she needed structure. It was one of those situations where she was growing quickly and was ready to really be able to take on many clients in an agency model, but her back end and her systems and her team were scattered all over the place. There were no workflows, there were no structures, no SOPs, no nothing. And I know firsthand that if you are a business owner trying to do it all and you don't have systems and structures in place, and you also have misalignment in your forward-facing brand, things can get messy quick, and burnout is really inevitable in that case. And so on paper, it looked like everything that she was choosing to hire me for made sense. And everything that she was doing in her business on the surface made sense for her background and her expertise, because she had a background in marketing. She had a background in working with these large scale companies. But as we continued working together and as I helped her really create these systems and these structures and client onboarding processes and all of these things, and we slowed down enough to really look at her energy, what was working, what was not working, and really leaned into her values and her vision, something came to the surface. And what was beautiful for me to see with this client is that she gave herself, without me telling her, she gave herself the permission to recognize what she truly wanted. Because at the end of the day, what she determined and what she realized through our work together was that she didn't want to just scale, right? Scaling sounds great. Scaling sounds amazing. So many of us want these multiple 6-figure, 7-figure businesses. But at some point, we have to make sure that that's really the goal, and the steps in the process are going to give you that fulfillment, that are going to really make you find the joy in what you're doing. Because you can have a scalable agency, but if you hate your fucking business and you dread talking to your clients, or you don't find the life and excitement in what you're doing, it's not going to be sustainable. So what we ultimately determined through working together, and what she really was allowed herself to find permission is that she wanted clarity, right? She wanted to be crystal clear on who she wanted to work with, not just this is an agency and we work with anybody and everybody. There is a season for that. But at some point, your brand needs refinement, your brand needs clear positioning, and understanding who your ideal client is going to give you a business that you love to work in. So she wanted that confidence in her positioning, and she wanted the systems that we were working on together to actually support her life and the future version of herself, because in every stage of business, there is a new level. There is a new identity that we get to embody. And if the back end and the nuts and bolts of our business are messy, there is this disconnect in the scalability of your business. So what we ultimately did together is we built and rebuilt her brand from truth. Not chasing a trend, not looking at what somebody else was doing, because this is where she came to me in the beginning, is she was giving me all of these points of inspiration. And don't get me wrong, I think inspiration is beautiful, but there is a time and place for it. If you are trying to hold yourself to somebody else's standards or trying to meet the success that somebody else has created, you are going to find yourself really lost in the process, because you can only observe from the outside looking in so much, right? You can only really tell what somebody's business looks like from the surface. And so we really wanted to toss out the frameworks that she had been sold and structure her brand and her business from a place of, what do I really desire? What do I really want? Who do I actually want to be working with? What lights me up? And in addition to that, clarifying the kind of work that she wanted to be known for. Not just, I'm an agency and we can do anything and everything under the sun, because sure, that might be true. But in order to have that level of scalability, to become a magnet for the clients that you want to attract and the people you want to work with, this positioning of what you want to be known for, building authority in your brand, is the number one thing you can do to build that momentum in your business. Alongside that, we created systems and removed a lot of the chaos and complexity of what was trying to happen on the back end, both from a client onboarding and nurturing perspective and from like internal systems in team and delegation. And then we really were able to position her so that the right clients could see her value. And if somebody sees the value in your business, if you can effectively translate and share a message that your audience can immediately say yes to, then the sales and the scalability aspect comes easily. You're not chasing people down. You're not convincing people. You're not in this energy of lack. So what we were able to do is create her clear offers, give her confidence in her pricing, because what she was able to see right from the get-go is that she was highly undervaluing her work and the level of support that she was giving to clients. We worked through a lot of boundaries. We worked through a lot of understanding client communication and how to make everything flow in a more seamless way. And as a result of that, as we refine these processes, she was able to walk away with tangible client wins, which she still to this day gets to showcase in her business, which highlights her brand as the authority, as the expert, as the go-to agency in her space, in her industry. And I think the most important thing in this case study is that she walked away with a business that felt sustainable, not heavy, not scattered, not pulling at strings every day, trying to make sure that all of the ducks are in a row, but really feeling aligned both energetically and from an outside perspective as well. And I share this with you today because the biggest shift that she experienced wasn't external. It wasn't surface level, handing a task off to a team member. It was this internal knowing, this internal shift of, here is who I am. This is what I do. This is who I help. And the rest followed suit. The positioning spoke for itself, right? So
ultimately working together, she stopped chasing the version of success that she thought that she wanted, and she built the one that she could really get behind with a full body yes and a sustainable, consistent ability to grow and scale her business. And this is the work that I speak so highly of, and I can't stop talking about, because yes, brands are beautiful from a visual aesthetic perspective. We want your logo, we want your color palette refined, we want your graphics to stand out, but none of that really matters if you're not doing that inner work, if you're not finding true alignment with what you are sharing. And this is just one case study. This is just one example. I have experienced this myself in my business. I am a tried and true, try it out, figure it out along the way, and share it with you. I'm a 1-3 profile line, so of course I'm going to experiment. Of course I'm going to figure it out the hard way and make your life easier so that you don't have to be spinning your wheels, so that you don't have to be second guessing every single move in your business. We get to the root of where you see your vision, why you see your vision the way that you do, and how to build on that, how to execute in the day-to-day in your business, in your offer structure, in your client management, in your onboarding and offboarding, all of those nuanced pieces that have so many moving elements. It gets to be really fun. It gets to be something that brings you excitement and joy and fulfillment and satisfaction and confidence in you sharing what it is that you do with the world. And I love seeing this shift with women. I love seeing women go, oh yeah, like what I do is really incredible. What I do, people should be paying me highly for. What I do is going to change the world. And when you have that perspective, when you have that mindset shift, when you are able to see the step-by-step process that is customized for you and not just a copy and paste strategy that somebody told you should be doing, your success becomes so much more inevitable. Now, I am a firm believer that your success is inevitable either way, but the high road, the easier route, happens when you are building your brand from this magnetic lens. And this is why I have been working with women in this coaching container for the magnetic lens mentorship, because it is doing business a different way. It is burning down all of the programming and the subconscious or very conscious beliefs of why Susie over there is doing it better than you, and really paving the road for your own path to success in a way that actually feels good, that actually works. And I really just encourage you, if you are in a season in your business where you know you are destined for more, you know that you're leaving money on the table, you know that the way that you've been doing your business just isn't working, or it's working but it's not sustainable, this is your moment to really decide, are you going to stay stuck where you are, or are you going to step into expansion? Are you going to create a new path for yourself? And I can't do it for you, but I certainly can help you along the way. So if you are looking for somebody to be your right hand in your business, to be the person who is behind the scenes, helping you structure your offers, helping you map out your systems and your client processes and all of the nitty-gritty details, that is my zone of genius. I absolutely adore blending together the energy and the strategy of your brand and all of the things that happen in the day-to-day, making it simple, making it sustainable, tangible. And I do have limited spots in my one-on-one calendar. So if that is something that you are needing, the invitation is open. The application link will be in the episode show notes. This is application only. My coaching containers start at 3 months. And I'm really excited to see what this year holds, because we are in such a potent energy astrologically this year. So if you're feeling like now is the time, trust that, trust yourself. If you're getting a full body yes, trust that, trust yourself. And if you are still kind of in the trenches and wanting to do this in a DIY way, I really truly hope and know that if you take everything in this episode and other episodes on the Magnetic Boss podcast, you can and you will find success, because your success is inevitable. And if you are curious about working together in the done for you capacity, I am currently booking for Q2 of 2026, which is absolutely insane. But I'm so grateful to have so many incredible clients that are deeply aligned to be in a place in my business where I get to open up space for these coaching containers and to be blending together the variety of done for you and coaching, and really finding that balance for myself too. So if you are a client of mine or you desire to be, I would love to just send you some love today. And my website is the best place to get connected, find all of the things, inquire, ask questions, book a connection call, all of that and more. So I hope this helps. Please share this episode with somebody who might need it. Tag me on your Instagram stories, and I will be back with more soon.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you are listening so you never miss a beat. For episode show notes, visit calandramartin.com/podcast. Your iTunes reviews and your sharing of the show helps us reach more magnetic bosses just like you. Until next time.